This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm here with Cornel Ceapa, who is joining us all the way from Acadian Sturgeon, away out on the east coast there. How are you today, sir?
I'm great.
Now, we are here to catch up with you, a follow-up to an interview we did some time ago, and we're going to speak about the expansion and the exciting new things you've been doing at Acadian Sturgeon.
Yes, it's been a while. I think it's been 4 or 5 years at least, if not more.
Yeah.
And a lot of have changed since. Basically, we managed to finally produce some caviar in aquaculture, which was our dream, long-term dream. And that's very exciting for us to be able to actually show Canadians a couple of new products from that are farmed responsibly, and they are very tasty.
Now, how does that differ in color for one, but in flavor and texture and production?
Yes, from the beginning, our dream was to have the wild and farm side by side together. So use the wild as our standard and strive to bring the quality of the aquaculture as close as possible to that standard.
Now, you have the only legally wild caviar in the world.
Yes, legally and not certified in the idea we don't have certifications, but we have actually a couple of scientific publications just published recently on our population, showing that our populations are very sustainable. Actually, they are growing and they are in good shape. So yes, we have this well that nobody else has, and we are very proud of it that we managed to keep it in this way, and we are sustainable. We have sustainable harvest. But also it's important to develop aquaculture and be proactive. Don't do aquaculture when it's too late. So that's what we've been doing for the last pretty much 10 years now, developing sturgeon aquaculture from the local species that we have in New Brunswick.
Now, I noticed that your labeling, you now have 3 different brands, because you have the wild, which I was familiar with previously, but you now have a gold and a green.
Yes, basically we keep the same. I mean, the brand is Acadian. We still the same, For us, the brand is similar to tradition and gourmet and responsibility and everything. So we keep the main brand is Acadian, but we have 3 varieties right now. We have the Acadian Wild that is well known and for the last 8 years by restaurateurs and foodies in Canada, and then the 2 varieties from farm. They are only different from each other by genetics, actually. So there is about 10 to 15% of the population that we grow in aquaculture that produces egg that is golden, like that's why we call it Acadian Gold, and the rest, 85 to 90%, they have a color that is greenish kind of, and we call it Acadian Green.
Now, is that coming in comparison to the wild? Is that a different species entirely that is making the 2 different types of caviar there?
Yes, this is the another species that, so in New Brunswick, on St. John River, we have 2 different species. The Atlantic sturgeon, for now, we only have the wild, but we also grow them in aquaculture. But it's a long maturing, it takes another 5
years. Yeah.
Yes, over 10 years. Another 5 years at least we need to get to the first production in aquaculture from the Atlantics. And the short nose, they mature a little bit earlier, so about 8 years, and they produce this variety of colors of caviar because they are genetically the most viable sturgeon in the world, actually.
Now, how would you say the 3 different labels that you have now compared in taste and texture?
They are very different. So the Atlantic sturgeon has a small egg, very similar to Sevruga. It is wild, so that brings really a complexity that is out of this world. Like, it is so it's like drinking a very good wine. You discover by tasting different like successive, palate cleanser, which can be vodka or champagne, and caviar. You are actually discovering more taste into this amazing wild caviar. The farmed ones, they are equally pleasant and they are delicious. However, they are very different. They have an egg that is a little bit bigger, similar to a cetra. So it's a larger size egg, a little bit also firmer, not as soft as the Atlantic. And the taste, the colors first differ from the 2. So as I said, the golden and green. And the taste is also very different. The gold is a little bit more buttery for me, has a little bit longer aftertaste, pleasant and everything. And the green is a little bit like bolder, a little bit stronger a little bit, still a base of butter, but they are all three very delicious. Very nice.
I found the green and the gold a little bit earthier than the wild. There was definitely, and I'm saying that in a positive manner. They were really quite tasty, but markedly different. Very interesting.
Yes. We also, I do believe that this taste is going to evolve and change. We are going to try to tweak it over the next few years through the technology to make it actually, to improve it as much as we can. Because in farming, you are what you eat, like the fish are what they eat, and also the quality of the water and the type of water is very important. For example, by our hatchery, we have a brackish water that we believe is going to help us refine and give a little bit more complexity to this taste that is already pretty good.
Fantastic, and you just expanded your operations somewhat as well. You now have your own grow-out tanks.
Yes. So we basically concentrated. We purchased the assets of another company, and we concentrated all the fish that we had in a couple more places rental. We were renting space to grow, to make this business work. It's a very hard business economically.
Yes.
I mean, when you think about 10 years to invest into a business and to feed the fish day and night and to keep the water running day and night is very, very expensive. So we had to be very, very innovative to be able to make it work and keep it going. And we are happy. We see results. But I believe the most important thing is client. Is that if clients love our caviar and they will purchase it and they will use it for special occasions of their life, then everybody is going to do okay. They will be happy. They will have value from buying our caviar, and we'll be able to keep producing an amazing product.
Well, Cornel, it's always great to catch up with you, and so nice to see such a positive story coming out of Acadian Sturgeon.
We are delighted. We are very happy to have got to this moment, and watch us, because we are still growing, still developing, and we are very happy to be doing this.
Super. Well, we hope to catch up with you soon. Perhaps next year away out at the farm. We'll see.
You are more than welcome to come and visit. We have so-called sturgeon safari in July.
Oh.
Basically, we take people out with us in the boat when we fish the wild sturgeon, and it's a unique experience.
I would imagine so.
It is unique in the world. Again, seeing how we check the fish, how we release some of them, how we take to harvest, and take good care of the other ones, and it is an experience. So I gladly invite you to join us next summer.
Super. Great to chat with you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.